is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee.
Yeah, that guy. When you look at him, you won't believe it either, but it's true.
I didn't high jump 7'2".
You did not.
I was a high hurdler in high school, and you know who the best high hurdler was in our family, my family.
Well, that's what I was going to say. We do allow family, and I was aware that while you may not qualify, your father might. Now, you have to be old, but he defeated Jesse Owens in a race, 4-time historic gold medal winner. Is that accurate? I've never heard it verified.
It was what happened. It was the dad ran against Jesse. Actually, he ran against Jesse when he set the 4 world records in the Big Ten track meet.
That
I think
day,
it was 35.
Oh yes, apparently your dad on the same day. Your dad won, and there were 4 world records.
Jesse Owens set them in.
Oh, he did. Your dad didn't set any of those 4.
Those were Jesse Owens.
Oh,
he set 4 world records in 2 hours.
And your dad won.
The day that Dad, as I remember the story, that Dad did beat Jesse one time. But this is, you got to go back, Homer, to this was cinder block tracks. So there were no starting blocks. They just dug holes. I mean, they just dug a hole with their, and Jesse fell at the start. So Dad inched him out at the end to beat him. But one of the great lines that my dad had on it, Jesse came to speak at the NML events here in Milwaukee a number of times, and I had breakfast with him a couple times. I was going in with him one morning. I said, and I saw a picture. I said, Jesse Owens. I said to Dad, I said, he's really good looking guy. And Dad said, I don't know. He said, I never saw his face. He was always running behind Jesse.
So this isn't meant to be mean, but you are the son of a historically great athlete, also at Wisconsin.
Yes.
How can I say this nicely? What happened?
I don't know.
What happened to you?
I've known you.
What
for
happened
30,
to you? You're his son.
35 years. I don't.
What happened to you?
As to
an athlete. I mean, you were a good high school athlete, but your father was historic. You know, like you could have been Ken Griffey Jr. or you could have been.
No, I didn't have the athletic talent that he did. Let's talk about your dad. How did you end up the way you did? Relative to your dad, my dad was a world-class athlete.
I know,
no question. And I just was a decent athlete.
You were better than decent, but
I was.
You were. I don't know. I've researched your career.
You did.
And you were an outstanding high school athlete. But enough said. This is Ted Kellner, and we might not have any time if I read his entire resume. So this is what they have under you in the Athletic Hall of Fame. Founder, Chairman, and Chief Executive Officer, Fiduciary Management. Prominent businessman, donated to the Cole Center, donated to Camp Randall, contributed an endowed scholarship, has served on the board of the Children's Hospital System, Greater Milwaukee Committee, Medical College of Wisconsin, Milwaukee World Festival, United Way of Greater Milwaukee, first honorary member of the W Club. I have a complaint about that. Chair of the University of Wisconsin Foundation, president of the Wisconsin Alumni Association, president of the Wisconsin School of Business Board of Visitors, awarded the Wisconsin Distinguished Business Alumni Award in 1994, received the Distinguished Alumnus Award from the Wisconsin Alumni Association in 1998.
That's just the way I wrote it, Homer, and it's just the way I put it down.
So anybody asks you to do something, you say, yes, my dad had a line that he said, this man's on more boards than a termite. I never had that appropriate, and now I can use it. So we'll get to football, because there's one question I have to ask for the 10,000 people out there that want me to ask it to you, or they would ask you if they had a chance. Just an explanation. What's the standard by which you say yes?
The standard is really do I think it can make a difference? Is it important to the community? Is it important to my alma mater? To making Milwaukee better? One of the or two of the boards I served on, chair of the MMAC and chair of the GMC. I think we did a lot of great things during that period of time. It was a period when, if you remember, Mark Murata passed away. I was chair of the Bradley Center. And the MMAC and GMC, at which I chaired both at the same time, that was instrumental in building the new Fiserv Center and getting the Bradley Center, we had a lot of financial issues there, but it made Milwaukee better. And it's my community, it's my hometown, my businesses are here. And if I can have an impact that makes this community better to attract business people and people who live here, which those things do, I get involved in it. Summerfest is another classic example. I mean,
if I was important, which I'm not, and it was some group, I'd say, we're going to get Ted. Oh, you don't even know him. He says yes to everything. Ted will do anything to help. Have you ever said no? Well, you don't have to mention to what.
Let's just put this in perspective. There are a lot of things I've been involved with, but it goes back. I moved back to Milwaukee in 1973. So
where were you then? Where were you
then?
40 where were you before then?
I was in Wilmington, Delaware for the first 5 years of my business career. Were in Wilmington, Delaware when I graduated. But the things you commented on span a long period of time. They're not all at once, right. And it was over different time frames.
Okay. Was this something you observed from your father, or is this you?
Well, Dad wasn't as involved in these types of things. He was on the athletic board at Madison. He was the lead regent at MSOE because his businesses needed a lot of engineers, and he thought highly of the school. So he was there. He was head of the chairman and president of the Milwaukee Athletic Club. So I mean, he chose his roles, just like I did. I chose my roles.
But why? Did you learn this from someone? Did you observe someone else? What made you take the approach that you explained? Because not many people do it or have to the degree that you have. People pick a thing. You have multiple things.
We don't have time. I can name several of my friends that have a lot of
Go
roles.
ahead.
A lot of roles in civic things like you touched upon. That in one case, much of my connection goes back to University of Wisconsin. Just one of the the best colleges in America. My wife and I have a great interest in education at that level and also here in Milwaukee. My wife, Mary, is as involved in education in this city as any private citizen that I know. If you talk to anybody on that front, you can talk about what I've done. You can talk about her in terms of almost any educator in Milwaukee, whether it's Marquette or UWM or the public school systems. Mary is on the forefront of things like that because she wants to make a difference. And I answered your question. Yeah. Where I can make a difference in these institutions you ticked off, she does the same thing in education.
Now, the question is whether you want to hear my Ted Kellner bio.
Your Ted?
Yeah, it's different than the one that's for the Athletic Hall of Fame.
You said I could leave at any time. You can read it off, and maybe this whole interview will be over.
Here's my Ted Kellner bio because we'll get to football. The nicest, kindest, really rich person I've ever met. I judge men often by not only what they've done, but observing who they married. You married a spectacular person. When I see the two of you together, I never watch you. I watch Mary, and again, so you get an A+ there. I'm a little bitter still that when you held your 65th anniversary or whatever it was, a private party with James Taylor. What year was that? Where you get all your friends.
14 years ago.
Right. So I don't get invited, and I'm told there were 600 people, and I was 601. To which I informed you, and you said it's not true, Homer. And I go, what? He goes, there were 900. You must have been 901. No, I don't know what caused that. And
did you make the second party?
I bothered you so much, you invited me to Rod Stewart. It appeared to me there were about 1,500 there, so I'd like to thank you for adding the number of people.
Well, I didn't invite you. Mary invited you.
Okay, see, another example. Another example.
It was her idea.
And The success of Wisconsin football with Barry Alvarez is due to Barry, but it's also to you, because there is no way Barry Alvarez would have remained at Wisconsin as long as he did without your friendship. There are some things I state that you're not asked to respond. You can if you want. So people need to understand when you talk about Ted Kellner, you're talking, as far as football, you're talking about one of the most important figures since 1989. Now we get to, you still want to stay?
Yeah, I'll stay.
Okay. There are 10,000 people, maybe that's too long, that want me to say, given your incredible donations, how many things are named after you? You've done something with the Kohl Center. You've done something with Camp Randall. We have two Kellner things, or are there even more? Doesn't matter. How many Kellner things are there at Madison? You don't know. Okay. But people know you've been incredibly generous. I thought you were going to bring up Ab Nicholas. I've always been fascinated with the connection of that you two.
I know you were,
because he was a really good basketball player too.
Well, you were, yes. When you and I talked before, you were talking about donate. I mean, when you talk about people that have been had incredible impact on University of Wisconsin in so many respects, athletics being one, you have to say Ab Nicholas.
You'd know better than I.
Ab. I worked with Ab. Ab was a giant both in the business world and at University of Wisconsin. You talk about the Nicholas family, the Nick Center, the practice facility, School of Business. I mean, Ab's litany of things that he did. He would be up there. Senator Kohl, I mean, he gave $25 million for the Kohl Center. In today's dollars, that's 25 years ago, Homer. That's today's dollars, $50 to $60 million. So those guys are giants. And
people do not know that you and Ab Nicholas have something in common. You were both on the Wisconsin basketball team. People don't know that you were on the team. I believe he was all Big Ten.
Well, the problem was my coach didn't know I was on the team either. So Ab's career was a spectacular career. As you know, I was a preferred walk-on. And then John Erickson, my third year, asked me, he said he'd prefer if I walk off. So Ab's career was distinctly different than mine, more successful.
But there's a
than
connection.
Mine.
You were both.
But we were both basketball players.
Now, Ab and I have something in common that you don't. Ab and I are both letter winners at the University of Wisconsin.
I have a letter. I have a letter. You
do?
know, you've always told me that. You were there 1 year. I was the first honoree W Club award winner, and I have a jacket. I should have brought the jacket.
Well, wait a minute.
I have a W.
Can I ask
from
a
Wisconsin.
question then? Was this for your ability on the basketball court or for something else? That's what I was connecting
something
with.
Else.
Oh, okay. All right.
Something else.
Yeah. We would. You should have.
I am a W Club winner.
They're going to name it after you. They could name it after you. But anyway, all right. Now let's get to the question that everybody wants me to ask. You've been incredibly generous in so many ways, and they would say, and I'll speak for them, or I would ask you too. There's $27 million you have to give Lou Fickell. Give him the $27 million, have him leave, and then bring in a coach who gives the team and the university a better chance of winning. That's what they would ask you. Would you do that, please?
No.
And what would you answer?
No. I first of all, I think as I've said in the article in the Madison paper where I address that, I don't think I think firing Luke Fickell today is a huge mistake. I mean, I think if you look at some of the things, actually, I was with Benny and anybody that listened to the show a few minutes ago, if you listen to the podcast, I mean, if you look at where we are and what's happened, first of all, you have to talk, and Chris McIntosh addressed this very well. If people want to go back and see what he sent out to Badger Nation in the form of a letter.
And I will soon have the same questions for you that they should have had for him.
Okay, well.
But after you respond
and I will say, I don't feel I'm qualified to answer all the questions as to what's going on in football. I mean, and the average fan is what you're just saying. I mean, fire Luke, fire Mac. Chris McIntosh is just incredibly qualified to answer that question. And unequivocally, Chris has said, no, you don't fire Luke Fickell. And the reasons that he cited in that letter, a couple of them are the financial resources. We're in the bottom third of the Big Ten in financial resources the last couple of years. We will be up, I think, in the top third in resources. If you look at what's happened on the field, I made the comment on Ben's show here a few minutes ago of the 22 pencil players started at the beginning of the season. 11 didn't play in the Oregon game. He hasn't had a starting quarterback for 3 games into the season the last 3 years. He's had to move around on the offensive line. You lose Nelson at left tackle. You move Malman from right tackle to left tackle. Renfro center doesn't play. I mean, it's a litany of things. And I don't think Luke Fickell is taking stupid pills as a coach. He took Cincinnati, as I said earlier, to the
He was the
players.
Hottest coach available.
And he was the hottest to that point. You got to let me get to the end of it. He was the hottest coach in the football pool when Chris hired him.
Yes.
And so if you look at that in total, I don't think that the decision to fire him was the right decision. But Chris McIntosh is eminently qualified to make that decision. If Chris were to say, he'd have to say to probably Jennifer McNukin, we need to terminate our coach, you terminate our coach. If he says you keep him, we keep him. And he unequivocally, to her and to the public, has said we keep him. And I think next year will be decidedly different on the field.
Okay.
I mean,
is it accurate, as I have said, that if the chancellor said to you, we need the $27 million, you would be willing to do it? And then I thought, no, I don't think that's accurate, because I think it would have to be Chris McIntosh would have to say to you, we want to make a change. Will you help us? And I said, I think then and only then would Ted do it. But is that accurate or not?
Yeah, and I'd help. If that was a decision Chris made, there would be others that would help as well. But I think I will say that I think, on a bit of a different tack, these buyouts that are in college football today. I'm a free market guy. I'm a capitalism. I believe it. But
if I can interject for a second, which is another reason why so many people wanted me to ask that question, because asking to remove a coach for $27 million, if that's accurate, is nothing compared to what they've seen done to coaches who have better records than Luke Fickell. Go ahead.
Better records, Brian Kelly?
No, over their time, not just like this year.
Yeah. Well, what they pay Kelly? $54 million?
Way more than what we're talking.
$49 million.
Yes.
What's his name down at Texas?
Jim Fisher.
Fisher got 75.
Correct.
I mean, I did. That to me is a bit of a irony. You pay people for a poor job to go away. You sign a contract at the outset, and you say, if you're bad, we're going to pay you X number of millions of dollars to go away. That's what the world is. That's what the market is. But to me, that's a little bit backwards. You don't pay exorbitant, huge dollars for lack of success, failure in some instances.
But it speaks to the cost that it exists now in terms of what they were willing to pay those coaches and agree to.
Yeah, it does. I mean, sports is a big deal. Sports and college sports is big business. It is.
All right, now we're going to take a break, and then I'll get to the questions. The first one is going to be about the money. Based on what you said about the situation in money, I would fire someone. I don't know who. That, your comment and explanation as to what exists this year cannot happen. The situation in college football did not start this year. This situation of money has been going on for years. That Wisconsin could be in that condition this year, which you stated, where they rank. Somebody's gone. That cannot be. And we will discuss that next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Couple of problems on the roads. Highway 100 southbound, just south of Capitol Drive. We do have the left lane blocked with a crash, so that's going to be backing things up a bit. Onto the freeway, we do have one on the ramp from 894 eastbound to 94 southbound, still with the right lane closed in the Mitchell interchange. That is going to be affecting your ride eastbound on 894, basically from 92nd Street all the way through to the Mitchell interchange. Beyond that, we do have our usual delays on southbound 41 from Good Hope Road Road all the way down to Capitol Drive. Northbound, solid from Mayfair Road all the way up past Silver Spring. And southbound 43, not really where you want to be at the moment. From Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette. You're going to be solid right now on the brakes, and those continue all the way down past the Kinnickinnic River. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, becoming partly cloudy, a low of 36. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 45. Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazagon, 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Thanksgiving is almost here. What are you bringing to the table? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Pairing the right wine with your Thanksgiving dinner can turn your meal into a celebration. But you don't have to be an expert to find the right wine. That's what our knowledgeable staff is here for. With over 8,000 varieties of wine, Discount Liquor can help you choose between a light, fruity Pinot Grigio, a big, luscious Cabernet, or anything in between, all at the lowest prices in town. Visit us today at 51st and Oklahoma in Milwaukee and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Check out all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com. And from our family to yours, have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Discount liquor.
The NFC North Green Bay Packers are returning to Milwaukee, and you're invited.
At defensive end from Texas, rookie edge rusher number 99.
Green Bay Packers select Baron Sorrell.
Coming to the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield.
Go, play, go. That's all I can say. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Meet Green Bay Packer defensive end Baron Sorrell.
Tuesday, November 18th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
During this exclusive 2-hour event, you'll meet Baron Sorrell live in person, just days before the Pack Sunday game versus the Minnesota Vikings. Color action photos of Baron Sorrell will be provided, and bring your own item for him to sign free of charge.
Tackled for a loss by Baron Sorrell.
Don't miss your chance to meet Green Bay Packer defensive end
number 99, Baron Sorrell.
Exclusively at Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, 3615 South 108th Street, just off Beloit Road. Tuesday, November 18th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Packers get the win.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
This is the John Anderson Homer Hour, but 7-2.5 is on assignment. So joining me now and for the hour is Ted Kellner. If I have to tell you who Ted Kellner is, then what should be, how would you like to be, of all, how would you like to be introduced? Ted Kellner, great, I mean, for this show, great Badger supporter.
Introduced that way?
Yeah, or what?
An alum that loves his university in every facet.
All right, that's perfect.
Sports, business, education.
Okay. Yeah. I should have interrupted because we could have used that opening the other segments. All right, I alluded to it a little bit, and the best thing you said today is there's going to be significantly more money. And the reason is that's all college sports is. I don't know if you tell people. It's professional sports. It's now professional sports with the addition of academics, which I hope means that you're teaching a class. This is an aside. Have you set up to teach a class? You realize every one of these football players and basketball players needs you as a professor more than any other professor at Wisconsin.
Well, there's two components. Have I taught a class? I guess lectured at the business school. But as you know, I think you know, if you were at when I was inducted the Hall of Fame here with Chris McIntosh, one of my great prides is I have had 186 student athletes that did do summer internships at my businesses. So, in a sense, I did mentor a lot of them.
But you need to go to the next level. You need to go to the next level. You have these students that are now getting immense amounts of money, and they need your knowledge as to what to do with that money. There's nothing they can get at Wisconsin as important as that class, in my opinion.
Well, working and doing the summer internship?
No, this would be more important because those ones that you had weren't millionaires. Many of these kids playing sports at Wisconsin have this incredible amount of money. They don't know what to do with it. You would be the perfect person to advise them on what to do.
My bandwidth doesn't go that far. We got 186 of them. I would say this. I still do interact with a number of them.
Can I tell them everyone should try to contact you if they want information on how to handle their money? How much do they give to their family? How much is enough for a few years? Do I get an IRA? They're like a million questions they have that they never had before, even as an intern.
Well, if they go to the NFL and play, they get a lot of money.
But even if
the
they
NFL
don't.
does do work with these kids.
But I'm talking about college because many of them are in the hundreds of thousands.
The kids now.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I've done that with two of them.
Okay. See,
I've done
way behind my times. Can you get it to 100?
No, you can't get it to.
All right. Let's get back to what I said because the best thing you said was there's going to be significantly more money next year. Because, am I correct? It's all about money. They talk about coaches having relationships with high school coaches. I'm not wasting my time. When I know that kid wants this amount, if I don't have close to that amount, I'm wasting my time with that coach and that kid. That never existed for Barry Alvarez before, I would assume.
It didn't. It was a different world.
Okay, so, and maybe, can you explain why there hasn't been money? If I was Luke Fickell, that's the first thing I would tell everybody. We're in the bottom third. Understand that. We're changing it. To be fair to Luke Fickell, everybody should have known that at the beginning of the season. Not that we're in the middle, but we're toward the bottom, and I don't think there's anything as important as money, and it's not even close anymore. Go ahead.
Well, it changed dramatically in the last 2 years, and we did fall behind, and all I can say is what you and I talked about a minute ago when we were off the air. I mean, we will be competitive next year in the money.
And then you're going to win.
Well, you've got to manage that. Then you now have general managers, Mark in basketball and Marcus Sedbury and the team at football. Now you have the resources. It's great to have the resources, but then you got to pick. You got to pick the right ones. You got to pick the right people. Are you going to give your quarterback $2.5 million, $3 million? Your offensive lineman. How you allocate those resources will become critical. It's not just throwing money; it's making smart decisions.
I agree, but if you're after a quarterback and you only got $1.5 million, and that quarterback's getting $3 million. It doesn't matter who your coach is or how good you think that guy is. You got to have the money. You got to match the going rate.
But the other thing, if the quarterback, we'll have our money through the various sources, but then there's also the NIL money.
Fine.
Okay, so if you have an incredible quarterback, take Mendoza, Indiana. Yeah. I mean, they paid him a lot of money, but he has some awfully nice NIL contracts in addition. So you could get outside of the resources that come through the channels of the house settlement and other sources of revenue. If the student athlete is also marketable to Nike, to whomever, there are contracts out there for he or she to supplement that with NIL. I mean, the money is, you're right, the money is huge. I mean, it's big money.
The question is also, which people have said to me, in the old way, Wisconsin can compete. They can't compete anymore. And I'm like, that's garbage. I mean, nobody can maybe compete with the top five if it's Ohio State or whatever. But Wisconsin can be among the top group in the Big Ten, and they should be.
And I think we will be.
And you, first of all, because this is the one they want to, Wisconsin can be among the top in money available for its athletes in football.
Yes, we will be in the top third, as I said earlier. We'll be able to compete.
Right.
And then we got to.
Because people don't, they're not, a lot of people aren't buying that now because what they've seen happen in terms of the drop. And no one said so. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know where you got it from, but I'm sure it's accurate in terms of where Wisconsin was. When people told me that, I said, there's no way this is Wisconsin. Well, you've said, yes, it is. That's unfortunately where we're at. Were they there last year? Not this season. This season, the schedule's a huge part of it, too. Last year, was it bottom third as well in the terms of the money? Compared to the other, in terms of what you
were in the lower echelons this last year, yeah.
Okay, well,
we won't be next year,
right? They'll be good. They'll be good. We're just questioning how good. Like, there's no guarantee that you're going to get the best. Well, Nick Saban said it best. You got $5 million, you still got to spend it right.
Yeah,
but when you got $2 million, you got no chance.
The other thing to put in, we didn't talk about here, but we did with Ben in the show prior. The schedule. We had the second or third or fourth most difficult football schedule this year. We did have, as Chris McIntosh alluded, tremendous number of injuries. Next year, the schedule is going to be a lot different and quite a bit easier.
I do have a question for you. You're not allowed to have only one quarterback. Like when your quarterback gets hurt, you could have a second quarterback who's pretty good too. You're not required.
Did, and we had Billy Sims, who on paper was a very good quarterback at Maryland. We lost O'Neal last week. Simmons has had issues. We're down to our true freshman, Carter Smith, true freshman quarterback that we brought in that was at Michigan, four-star kid that's now our starting quarterback.
And I would say he's pretty good.
He certainly brought a lot of energy to the
team.
He
can.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not the coach, but he can run. When your team is not as good, you want to shorten the game as much as possible, run as much as possible, use all the play clock as you can to shorten the game. He adds an additional running back. Don't turn the ball over.
Well, and that's what, if you watch an Indiana game, first half was a good first half. Unfortunately, to your point you just made, we turned the ball over. He fumbled on the 20-yard line, and then he threw the interception. I think in the third quarter, we lost. We gave up 14 points. It was 31-7, but would have been 17-7 at that time. But for 2 turnovers, one of the big Alvarez always said, "Protect the ball, protect the ball." You can go back over our whole season. We haven't done a good job of protecting the ball, and our turnover ratio has been not up to Wisconsin standards.
I feel like I have other questions, but there's not much to add because you've answered the most important thing.
I did?
Yeah, money.
What?
But I'll never understand how it got to this point now, but it doesn't matter. If I was Luke Fickell, I'd have quit. So I give him credit for staying. If I had entered this year and been told what you said, the money is at that level, I'm done. I'm not Vince Lombardi. Vince Lombardi can't win with that money.
What happened going in this year?
And the schedule.
I'm not over there as to what happened and what discussions were and where we were in terms of the money this year.
Right.
That's not something I'm privy to nor know anything about.
And the why doesn't matter to me if I'm Luke Fickell. I mean, I like him. I mean, I've always liked him because he's a wrestler. I think wrestlers are the best human beings on the face of the earth, and he was one of the greatest wrestlers ever. But I don't know. That's the first question I'd ask him. Why don't you quit? I mean, he'll say I'm too competitive. But
Luke thinks he can win.
He
thinks and believes, as do I, he can win here.
No, but he had to know, and he can't say it. He had to know going in, given the schedule, he had no chance this year. We're just talking about winning 3, 4, 5 games. Because he knows.
I don't think Luke would agree with that statement.
Right. But he had to know all the players they would have liked, but couldn't get because they didn't have the money. That would be a fair statement, correct?
I wasn't in the room. I don't know.
All right.
What Luke's thought process, decision, or where he was in that whole mix.
So everybody should know. This year, in terms of money available for
This
football
coming year?
players. This past season, in the Big Ten, Wisconsin was in the bottom third.
Somewhere. We're lower echelons last year.
Next year
we should be in the upper third.
Upper third.
So we'll be one of the six.
Right.
6, 7. We'll have
so I'm
greater
now,
resources.
I'm now changing how many wins that the Badgers should have next year. But there's nothing else matters. Like if McIntosh before you, if others had said, all somebody had to do is stand up and say this, then there would be an issue about why you didn't have the money. But there would be no issue, or I don't think a fair issue, about Luke Fickell. Vince Lombardi could not win the Big Ten with the amount of money that Luke Fickell had this year. Would you agree with that statement? I'll let you answer that when we come back. Ted Kellner, third quarter, next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Couple of problems on the roads. Highway 100 southbound, just south of Capitol Drive. We do have the left lane blocked with a crash, so that's going to be backing things up a bit. Onto the freeway, we do have one on the ramp from 894 eastbound to 94 southbound, still with the right lane closed in the Mitchell interchange. That is going to be affecting your ride eastbound on 894, basically from 92nd Street all the way through to the Mitchell interchange. Beyond that, we do have our usual delays on southbound 41 from Good Hope Road all the way down to Capitol Drive. Northbound, solid from Mayfair Road all the way up past Silver Spring. And southbound 43, not really where you want to be at the moment. From Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette. You're going to be solid right now on the brakes, and those continue all the way down past the Kinnickinnick River. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, becoming partly cloudy, a low of 36. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 45. Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
In the Midwest, we know the real deal on the field and in your wellness routine. Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan offers top-tier Michigan-grown CBD products. No shortcuts, no synthetic knockoffs. Just clean, green certified, organically grown CBD, crafted for fans who expect the best. Whether you're gearing up for the game or winding down after a win, swing through Higher Love just across the Wisconsin border and experience the highest quality CBD in the Midwest. Higher Love, the real deal, no limitation. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Packers quarterback Jordan Love was excellent in Sunday's win over the New York Giants. After leaving the game early with a shoulder injury, Love returned and led the Packers to a fourth quarter comeback, finishing the game 13 of 24, 174 yards and 2 touchdowns. Don't let the completion percentage fool you, because a lot of those were drops. Head coach Matt LaFleur complimenting his QB1.
I thought he played his ass off yesterday. I really did. I thought he was throwing accurately. He showed a ton of toughness in the pocket.
Through 10 games this season, Love has thrown 15 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, and has the 5th highest QBR in the NFL.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Family's bigger? Out of space? We can help you find a new place. Just make Tri-City your first call. We're here to help, loan large or small. Tri-City National Bank, equal housing lender, NMLS 433891.
A father faces homelessness. A mother is hospitalized, and there's no one to watch their children. La Causa Crisis Nursery and Respite Center is the only free 24/7 crisis nursery in Milwaukee. It's a safe and nurturing place for children aged 0 to 12 to stay while their parents work to regain stability and strength. Your generosity keeps the doors open, so join them at Facts and Familia Trivia Night on November 19th. All proceeds support La Causa Crisis Nursery and Respite Center. Get tickets and learn more at lacausa.org. NIL.org.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make money betting on sports? Are you ready to make a winning decision? Are you going to gamble for fun, or are you going to gamble for money? This year, make that decision that will build your bankroll all year long. Go to FatJackSports.com, and for less than $100 a week, make money betting on the games. That's FatJackSports.com. It's a personal portal. It comes to your email. It's hassle-free. It'll make you money. FatJackSports.com.
Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
This is the John Anderson Homer Hour. Filling in is Ted Kellner. He did not high jump 7.2.5, but did you? How far did you go in high school hurdles? Did you win the conference or something? You must have done something.
2 years in a row. 2 years in a row. I won that. But that was not a great conference. And I was not a great hurdler, but I did win it 2 years in a row.
All right, you've discussed the most important part, and I want people to listen to the whole thing. But more than anything, people need to know the change in the amount of money for football last year and this year, next year, and it should be 8 wins, I think, 7 or 8 next year. Start at Notre Dame. Okay, I don't know if you have
Lambeau.
At Lambeau, fantastic game.
Yep.
Don't necessarily see that as a win. Western Illinois can win. Pitt can win. At Iowa's tough. At Maryland can win. At Penn State could win. At Purdue could win. At UCLA could win. Michigan State at home. Minnesota at home. Rutgers at home. Those could all three be 3 wins in a row. USC at home. They're 12 games, right?
Right.
Yeah. 8.
8? That's your prediction?
My prediction is at least 8. Given the accuracy of what you said about their ability to compete. Because I don't know. I mean, you know the coaches. I don't know if coaches even are concerned about relationships with schools or players. Because I assume it's just get the sheet out. Let's find out where this player's at, the cost, and then we have to figure out how our budget fits in. And if this player wants X amount of money, there's no reason to discuss anything with his coach, right? We can't compete or get him. Am I making that up, or do you think that exists?
Through the portal you're talking about?
No, through high school.
Oh, high school.
And portal the same way.
No.
It's all the same.
Well, they as to relationships, they have, I think, good relationships. There was an article in the local paper about the relationships that have been built with the Wisconsin coaches. So.
But if you had them, good or bad, and you don't have the money, kid's not coming, right? Are kids taking less money to go some schools?
Out of
high school or transfer portal? All of the players. All that are available in the pool of players.
But you're talking about high school players than
transfer players, anybody.
Well, transfer players, that's a different market than talking about high school players.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you aren't paying – I'm going somewhere where I don't have the expertise, but your portal players are proven players. I mean, you look at where some of these kids we talked about Menendez down at
Indiana.
He's a proven player from Cal.
Correct.
Beck, Miami, proven player. He's not doing that well, but they're proven player. That's a different market.
Right.
Than
It's a bigger.
It's
more money.
Players.
Right. But I mean, you have to have more money. But the top high school players, you got to have the most money that they're getting offered, or they'll go somewhere else, right?
You do have to have that to some degree, but you're not paying as much for a proven player out of the portal.
So now we got to have you or somebody's got to decide how we're going to allocate our money.
That's a big job.
Yes.
Oh.
And that, to me, is just as it's always been with recruiting, because it's your ability to judge talent. I mean, I know Barry doesn't like it, but I would have liked to have seen him compete in it, because I think he probably would have been pretty good at picking the players to give the money to. And that's what's going to determine, right? I mean, you have
big part of it going.
It makes it harder.
We've done a real good job on this year
in basketball.
We talk about basketball.
Oh, that point guard. Who's the point guard they got from
Nick Boyd?
Yes, fabulous.
Nick Boyd's fabulous. The kid Rapp that we got from Portland State has been playing great.
Rhodey's good. He came from everywhere.
Andrew Rhodey.
Right.
Local.
Now, this is a follow-up question that I have to ask for all those people that wanted me to the other one. Am I to believe then that basketball was further along in money available than football this season, or is that not really a factor?
I can't answer that.
Okay.
But they've certainly done You can look at what we did in basketball. We named 3 or 4. With 3 or 4 players, you can really make a difference. You got a lot more players, a lot more positions, bigger in football. But the things that we've done in basketball, looking at the team, we just talked about that. I think we have a really good basketball team this year, and the pickups in that portal were excellent. But you can have a bigger impact because you only need 2 or 3 players to round out what we had last year with Blackwell and Nolan Winters. They put together a really good squad.
So since, after listening to you, people need to evaluate Luke Fickell differently, and you said this on KBN, you're looking at me like I'm making that. No.
I'm not.
Like, what do you... No. You have...
I think we evaluate Luke Fickell in the football program next year.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
it would be a bad...
Shouldn't have had to wait till next year.
Yeah.
But that being said, what you mentioned, I mean, the what you saw in that locker room against Washington had to tell you how much they like him, and I'm sure it strengthened your belief in Luke Fickell, because I don't know, if I'm a football player at Wisconsin, even though we beat Washington, I would be so bummed on the season and what I thought we were going to be. I don't know that I would show that same energy and enthusiasm that you said you saw in the locker room for how happy the players were for their head coach.
Well, I think the players, Homer, have seen, not to go back again.
Go ahead.
But they've seen the difficulties that they've had keeping kids on the field. They've seen that none of them have given up. The biggest fear, I think, that as Chris evaluates all coaches, not just Luke, but when things aren't going well, which they haven't, we're not where we want to be in the football program, and certainly that Luke would make that statement. The fear is that you lose your kids from competing with you, and that they lose interest in the program, they don't respect the coaches, and they don't put the effort out there. I can tell you unequivocally, Mac would, if he was sitting here, would tell you Luke did not lose those players, and I'm saying to you what I saw that day was confirmation of that. The players love the coaches, love Luke, and they have not quit on him. It's even though we're only got 3 wins.
Right, and then I would say to you, the quitting time is not now. The quitting time is in the off season when how many decide that they want to leave, and that's why what you said about the money to me is as equally important as telling them that this is who we're going to be. And if I'm a player and I might think less of leaving, knowing, because if I'm playing at Wisconsin right now, I'm not happy. This is not what I bargained for. This is an incredibly successful program, right? And I've been there for 2 years. I'm going, this stinks. But if they have you come in and say, understand this, I would consider coming back. I would be, if I was coach, wouldn't be fearful
a lot
of
our kids will consider coming back.
And that'll be a good sign of the coach as well, given what they've
Certainly
lived.
will be.
All right. The fourth quarter with Ted Kellner next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Selling your home during winter may surprise you. Serious buyers are still out there and often more eager to move.
Homes get strong offers this time of year, and with less competition, your listing can really shine.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. Our team leads with faith, gratitude, and giving back, donating over $200,000 to local causes since 2020.
Tony Wendorf & Associates is ready to get to work for you with our white glove selling experience. Just search online, Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
The NFC North Green Bay Packers are returning to Milwaukee, and you're invited.
At defensive end from Texas, rookie edge rusher number 99.
Green Bay Packers select Barron Sorrell.
Coming to the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield.
Go, play, go. That's all I can say. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Meet Green Bay Packer defensive end Barron Sorrell.
Tuesday, November 18th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
During this exclusive 2-hour event, you'll meet Barron Sorrell live in person just days before the Packers PEC Sunday game versus the Minnesota Vikings. Color action photos of Barron Sorrell will be provided. And bring your own item for him to sign free of charge.
Tackle for a loss by Barron Sorrell.
Don't miss your chance to meet Green Bay Packer defensive end number 99, Barron Sorrell, exclusively at Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, 3615 South 108th Street, just off Beloit Road. Tuesday, November 18th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Packers get the win.
Game days are here, and your car needs to look as ready as you do. Before you hit the stadium, surf to Tsunami Express Car Wash, the ultimate pre-game stop to roll in clean and confident. Our state-of-the-art tunnels treat, clean, protect, and dry every car to perfection. With 7 Milwaukee area locations, including our newest in New Berlin, we are wherever you need us. Sign up online, and your first wash is absolutely free. That's a $25 value on the house. Claim your free wash today at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' taste. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivatebar.com to book today.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
And free groceries.
Okay, just calm down. We'll get to that later.
Stay tuned in right here to score free groceries.
Stop, please.
Okay, I'm shutting up. My lip is zipped.
Anyway, now through Wednesday, save on 3-ounce can McCormick Black Pepper, $3.99. 0.77 to 2.12 ounce selected varieties McCormick Grinders, 2 for $4. 29 to 30 ounce selected varieties Libby's Pumpkin, $3.99. 19.5 to 34 ounce selected varieties Sara Lee Fruit or Cream Pies, $4.99. 10 to 54 count selected varieties Hefty Plates, Bowls, Storage, or Freezer Bags, 2 for $5.
And now time for the big reveal. Free groceries.
That's too over the top. Forget it. I'll handle the rest. Enter to win $500 worth of free groceries on Century's Facebook or Instagram by December 31st.
Homer here for Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. This November, you'll save big with 50% off all window styles, plus you could get 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills and come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Visit windownation.com to get started.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Oh, baby. State Farm Champions Classic coming up next. Again, Ted Kellner filling in for 7-2.5 John Anderson. Higher Love Cannabis Company, just over the border in Menominee, Michigan, actually 9 seconds over the border if you're in a car. Award-winning, organically grown, locally owned Higher Love Cannabis Company, the best in the Midwest, less than an hour from Green Bay. Again, 9 seconds over the border if you're driving. Walking, maybe 30. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD for more information. Findhigherlove.com/CBD for more information. With Ted Kellner, I said, and you'll always, to me, be associated very closely with Barry Alvarez and all the time he was at Wisconsin. What was the best, strongest? What do you want to tell people about Barry Alvarez to explain his greatness, not only as coach, but the people he brought after him, as to how or why, more than anything else, he did it so well?
Well, I think Barry would tell you he had a lot of great teachers along the way. A lot of great teachers. I mean, it was with Lou Holtz for a couple of years. He was at Iowa, saw the system that was built at Iowa. He played for one of the greatest coaches of all time, Devaney at Nebraska. One of the Barry's. He was a great teacher. I mean, we talk about the world of football today, and sports. One of the things that Barry did incredibly well was develop players. I mean, players came there for 4 or 5 years. The kid that's 17 years old doesn't have the same body, same athleticism as a 22-year-old. Nobody did more to develop players as players than Barry Alvarez. They have, in fact, right next to the locker room downstairs, there were 64 walk-ons that played in the NFL under Barry. So he was a great teacher. He was a great motivator. He knew how to build teams, and he was a master at putting together teams and teams that were really, really tough. I mean, we prided ourselves back then, and Joe Thomas and J.J. Watt. When it came to the third or fourth quarter, most teams said, on the other side, no mas, they wanted out of there. We were very tough and very good.
Be a great question to ask him if you can do that again, and I think he would probably say not, given the current nature of college football, if you could develop players like that, where they would go.
It's hard, you get a good point to the point of the discussion of what the world is today. You get a player, he comes in and he's really good, now you got to pay him. You got to pay him more and more. I mean, that's the money side of it. You can't keep a kid like we did and Barry did for 4 years and develop him because he really gets, I don't know, we're talking about Joe Thomas. What do you think Joe Thomas in today's era would be commanding in his junior and senior year in the portal by Ohio State?
You would know as much as any lineman in the country.
In the country.
Right. Of all that you have accomplished, what are you most proud of?
My family.
In what they've done, or how or you've raised them, or what?
No,
that can mean a lot of things to a lot of people.
Well, I'm most proud of my a family that I've got, and the kids, my wife, and anybody would. I think all this other stuff is periphery. It's fun, athletics, and it's building business. Yeah, that's fun, but I'm most proud of them, my kids, and my wife, and who they are, and who they've become, and what they've done. We talked early about. Nobody does more in education in Milwaukee for inner city kids in literacy than Mary Kellner. My kids are all terrific. So, being part of that team is my greatest joy.
And what's ahead? Given all that you've done, do you really have anything left that you want to do?
Come on a show a second time?
No. Oh, we had a lot of... You can, because we had a lot of questions from YouTube, and we didn't get to them because I will tell you, I had other questions too. I'm obsessed with that one fact. I'll bring it up 100 times. The money.
I'll tell you what. One more. Let me come back here 1 year from now and let's talk again.
I got 8-4. And I have, in order to have such a belief, you got to be willing to bet it. I kind of want to go 7-5 because I bet 7-5.
I'd like to come back next year. We'll have the.
Well, do you think I'm crazy? Do you?
I don't know if you'll be here next year. On the
great
show.
Point. Yes, from an hour from 4 to 1.
Boss, partially your boss.
You
Craig
have not.
Carmazon's your boss.
No, but you have the right to fire me. I didn't want to mention that ahead of time because I didn't want to think that would influence on what I said. So, will you join my club? Do you want it to be said? Ted Kellner believes the Badgers will go 8-4 next season.
I'm not going to make any predictions on that. We're going to be better. Way better.
Oh, come on. What? My willingness to say 8-4 doesn't influence you at all? I think you've just informed me the importance of my opinion. Will you go 7-5?
I'll go 7-5.
All right.
7-5.
Thank you.
Better.
Fine. Good. Any last words you want to leave people? What do you want them to know about Ted Kellner more than anything else in the last 15 seconds?
Oh, I don't know. I got a passion for what I do, everything that I do.
And you love your school and will do anything to help the school in every way, as you said. Right?
My school, my businesses, people around me. I got a passion for helping and being a part of their lives.
Thank you.
Thanks, Homer.
Ted Kellner. More money! Next.
Trouble continues on 43.